Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for January 17th through the 23rd. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the Oracle card, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, commenting, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. All right, Scorpio, so we'll see what we have coming up here. What is it that you're needing to let go? You know, sometimes we have to let go of people, places, situations, beliefs, so that we can allow the new to come in. So let's see what we have here for you. True love. Okay, so there's a couple of messages that I'm getting. The first one is that for some of you, you have to let go of some belief system about yourself and truly step into loving yourself. So if, and mirror work is a great way to do that. It's about, can you look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what it is that you really love about yourself? Or is in the back of your ear all the things that get stuck up in our head about who we are? All the external negativity about who we really are is not necessarily true, right? It isn't true. And it's about stepping into looking yourself in the mirror and being able to discern what it is that you love about yourself, and then staying in that energy of blocking out external validation or the need for external validation or external comments, negative or positive, right? Because those can play with our minds, and it's about stepping into your heart space and knowing what's really true for you and and your path about who you are becoming. Okay, the other message I'm getting is that some of you are bringing in a new true love, and it's time to let go of a situation from the past and what they may have planted in your head, right? You have somebody new coming in, and the thing that is going to bring them in is when you let this person from the past and anything that they may have said to you that made you feel like you weren't enough, to leave that in the past. That's not who you are. It's about stepping into knowing who you really are and loving yourself for everything that you are. So let's see what we have here. Your present, justice. You could be dealing with a Libra or have a lot of Libra in your chart, but you don't have to. This is an energy of bringing yourself into balance, of understanding that, we get a lot of information from the people that are in our lives about who we are, what we should do, how we should feel, what work we should do. We get a lot of that. It's unsolicited advice, right? And it's about putting that into perspective, of understanding that sometimes what other people say to us is really being said because of their fears, of what they fear about themselves or their life, right? That not necessarily everything that people say is true. And it's really only coming from their perspective. It's not coming from yours. It's about looking yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, Scorpio, how do you feel about this? And listening to yourself and, balancing a lot of that out. Yeah, we have Knight of Cups on the bottom. So somebody expressing their love, or for some of you, not expressing their love. And maybe that is what is making you feel, I feel like you're not feeling like you're enough. Watch your words. So that once again, that's the words that somebody is saying to you or that you may be saying to somebody else, family. So it's something. Page of Swords, getting a message. I really do. I feel like there's something being said to you, or somebody is saying something to you, and I feel like it could be in a romantic connection, it could be in a family connection. It's somebody that's close to you, and they're kind of like putting ideas in your head, and it's about, let go of that and ask yourself the truth. Get the truth from you. True love. Truthful love. And go from there. Yeah, Eight of Swords is your obstacle. You're kind of all caught up in your head about it. You're worried. Well, Scorpio, I'm sending you love. I feel like this is kind of a difficult energy that you're kind of going through. So let's see what the advice is. I feel like you're working through it pretty well. Emperor, standing in your power. Okay, the message I just got, this is not going to resonate with everybody, but sometimes when somebody says something to us and it kind of like, hits a chord, it triggers us in some way. Sometimes we can lash out. That parrot, watch your words. Sometimes what we can do is we can lash out, and we think that when we're lashing out, we're actually standing in our power. But the emperor, or a true leader, let's put it that way, a true leader, a really strong leader, doesn't need to raise their voice or use unkind words. A true emperor is somebody that can be compassionate about themselves and also for the person that they're dealing with. To understand if somebody's saying something, let's get to the bottom of that. It could be that they're saying that out of fear or it could be concern for you, Scorpio, right? But there's two perspectives of the situation. And I feel as if either you are or the person you're dealing with is trying to almost control the situation. And we're going to clarify, but control the situation, and perhaps by using unkind words. So let's see what we have going on here. Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands. Okay, finding your strength to overcome the situation. Judgment. King of Cups. Could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or another Scorpio. The Judgment card is, really having to make a judgment call on this situation. Getting on top of it. Getting on top of your emotions. Not allowing your emotions to run away with you. Here's your energy, the Death card. Trying to find balance. This is the universe trying to bring a situation into balance. That's the message I'm getting. This is the universe trying to bring a situation that is out of alignment back into balance. And in that, there may be a difficult conversation. The Queen of Wands, I love this, right? I love that you're kind of moving from this Emperor energy into this Queen of Wands. This is a very powerful, but also sometimes of a stubborn energy. The Queen of Wands is much softer, right? A much softer energy. So let's clarify. Let's go ahead and look at this. Yeah, you have a crossroads here. You have a crossroads. You're at a crossroads, and I really do feel like the universe is, broken heart, going within, Ace of Swords, trying to get clarity on a situation that is really, I really feel like some of you have a second chance at something that did break your heart and or is breaking your heart at this time. It's a situation, it could be a conversation, it could be a relationship. It doesn't mean that it's ended. There is some painful disappointment here. You're really you're struggling with this one, right? And the answer is within. Once again, it's about looking in the mirror. This person could say something really unkind to you. And once again, it could be a Libra, does not have to be. But I feel like this person says something really unkind to you. And it's triggering you, And the way to navigate through this difficult conversation or situation that is occurring is to go within. You have the Hermit card. You know the truth within yourself. You know the truth. This other person may, let's say you have a situation and this person accuses you of being greedy. Okay, I'm just throwing out something. They accuse you of being greedy. That's kind of an unkind type of energy, right? And there may be a situation going on and they say, oh, Scorpio, you are just so greedy. I can't, you are always so greedy, right? And you're kind of like, what? And there could be maybe a part of you, right, that is sitting there going, well, I don't like to always share. Right? I mean, it could be that, maybe you don't necessarily want to share, but it doesn't mean that you're greedy. It's like they're using that as a way to manipulate you, to get you to give them something that they want. But you're taking the greedy and you're kind of like, I'm greedy. Like you're putting that hat on. Oh, now I'm greedy, right? But it's about going within. Are you really greedy in this situation? Are you really? I don't think you are. I really don't, Scorpio. I don't think you're being greedy, okay? Or whatever this person is, maybe, it's not greedy. But, this person, whatever this person's label that they're putting on you, it's about going within and asking yourself, why is this triggering me so much? Because you may throw some unkind words back at this person because it's triggering you. And then going within and looking at yourself and saying, I'm not greedy. Okay, I don't like to share. I had a sister and we were about the same size and she always wanted to borrow my clothes, but then she would lose them or rip them or I'd have to go looking for them, right? And I got to the point where I was like, no, I'm not sharing my clothes anymore with you. And she was just kind of like, oh, you're so greedy, right? Well, it wasn't that I was greedy. It was just I was trying to protect my clothing. I was the one that always had, a job after school to try to buy clothes. And then, just because it's their viewpoint doesn't mean that it is the truth. And a lot of times what they're spouting is not even the truth anyway, because it's coming from some fear that they have, some pain that they have. It's recognizing that this person is acting in this way out of their own pain and not necessarily out of pain that you are causing them. That's the message. Yeah, there's healing that needs to be made here. Okay, so let's go to your Eight of Swords. King of Wands on the bottom. Wanting to take action. There's this energy of wanting to take action to make this right. And yet you don't know how. I feel, Scorpio, I feel like there's a part of you that is taking accountability for your part in this situation, because there's always two sides to every story, right? I know we don't really like to hear that, but it is true. There is probably a sliver of truth in what they said. That's what's triggered you, right? And it's kind of like you want to make this right, and yet you don't know how to make this right. And not, it's almost as if you don't want to make, you don't want to take accountability for your part in this, because then it's almost like you're feeling like then it means everything they said about you is true. And that's not even true, right? It's the all or nothing, like everything they said is true or nothing that they said is true. But this is about recognizing, well, okay, I did play a little part in this situation. I did. I want to make amends for this part of it, right? I want to make amends for my part in this situation. And then I think it's also about expressing your feelings about the part that you don't feel like you played in, right? It's a really interesting. I really think I'd love to hear what kind of a situation this is in, because you have family. I feel like it's a family situation. For some of you, it could have something to do with inheritance. Like if you're arguing about inheritance or something, that is a very difficult situation, and I've had to go through that. Emotions are running high, and now we're divvying up, an estate. And that is a really difficult energy. Tower is on the bottom. I feel as if this situation, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to take that off. Some of you could be dealing with somebody that you are, because my ring fell off. It's not a wedding ring, but it could be about family or somebody that you're married to or want to marry, something like that. So let's see what this Emperor energy is. Working it together, working out an apology, trying to go, yeah, you're going to work this out. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. You're going to work this situation out. And I'm really glad about that, because I feel as if there is healing that is going to be done in this situation. It's I feel like a very emotional situation, because we have the King of Cups here. I think it's very emotional. I think there's a lot that has been said that maybe needs to have apologies. And it's about working this out, going forward. What are our expectations going forward? Can we set the path right? And then how do we do that? What's our expectations? Something has gone awry here. And it's almost like, how can we prevent that in the future? It's almost as if you were arguing over who had the bigger half of a sandwich. Okay? I'm going back to like a sibling thing for some reason. Okay? Families on the bottom. It doesn't have to be a sibling, right? It doesn't even have to be a family member. Say it's you and your sister. And it's kind of like when you were kids. Your mom made one sandwich, cut it in half, okay, and gave you a half and your sister a half, right? And then you sit there and say, oh, your half is bigger. And your sister's like, no, your half is bigger. Mom always gives you that bigger half. She loves you more. It's that type of energy. And then it escalates from there, right? It escalates. The mudslinging got out of control. I'm just going to say it that way. The mudslinging got out of control. And it's kind of like, your mother had left the room, and then you two are like, pulling out each other's hair, or, throwing the sandwiches at each other. It just got out of control. The emotions were running so deeply at this time that it got out of control. And then, your mom walks in, but the mean words have been said. Words cannot be taken back. It's really difficult, right? And it's kind of like that's what happened in the situation. Your mom had to come back in. It could be that, your parent, this could be a boss if this is a work situation. A boss gets involved here. You could go to counseling. There's somebody here that steps in and says, okay, no more mudslinging, and I want both of you to apologize to each other, And now, how are we going to go forward? How are we going to determine what happens with the sandwich? Okay, mom's going to cut it in half, okay? Or one of the sisters cuts it in half and the other one gets to choose which half she wants. Okay, mom's not even going to cut that sandwich anymore. One sister gets to cut it, the other one gets to choose which half she wants. Then it's more fair. It's kind of like, we're going to determine how we're going forward. What are the rules we're going to follow going forward? But you're ending this chapter, whatever this is, and stepping into a new world with this person. And I'm so glad, because I really feel like the reason we get so emotional in these situations is because these people mean so much to us. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed. This person means so much to you. That's why the words hurt so much. If this was a stranger on the side of the road, right, it would not have mattered. This only matters because this person means so much to you. Yeah. So you're stepping into your Queen of Wands energy. You're getting the clarity about how to... Wheel of Fortune, the blessings. The blessings come to this connection, whatever it is. Queen of Wands energy. Stepping back into your confidence of understanding that the words that were said are not necessarily true. And why am I allowing them to trigger me so much when I know the truth inside myself? You're getting clarity about how to handle situations like this better in the future. This situation just got out of control, but it had to happen because I think you had to recognize how much this person really means to you, how to work through a situation like this, how to not sling any mud you may have slung. I'm not saying, Scorpio, you did. You could have just thought it, right? And you're moving forward with that knowledge. This situation actually had to come onto your path, and it's been a difficult situation. But it had to come onto your path so that you could really see your true beauty, the person that you truly are, and not allow words from somebody else to put you in such an emotional upset. Okay, so here's your cosmic journey card. Find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. And, I feel like that is part of it, is just coming into this realization that this is a part of your star family. And your star family is also those people that sometimes do trigger us, because they're in our life so that we can learn more about ourselves, right? To understand that not every relationship we have in our life is going to be easy peasy. That there are people on our path that help us to become the person we are meant to become. Where can I ask for more help in my life? Until we can receive with an open heart, we're never really going with an open heart. When we attach judgment to receiving help, or knowingly or unknowingly attach judgment to giving help. Brené Brown. Today, ask someone for help and receive it with an open heart. I ask for what I want, and I am open to receiving it. I really feel like in this situation, one of the reasons you could have become so emotionally upset about whatever was said or whatever occurred in this conversation or this situation is because you may have needed help from this person at that time. You needed them to perhaps say something really nice to you. And instead, they were overreacting perhaps to what you said. And then they said something that was not what you wanted them to say, right? Or it was kind of like, what are you saying? You know, it's, I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but it's kind of like you may have actually wanted help from this person, but you weren't asking for help. Instead, you were trying to maybe beat around the bush about something, and then well, I know, but I have so much on my plate. Can't you help me? Or something like that. Or, oh, nobody, you could have said, nobody's willing to help me. Instead of saying, I really could use your help right now. And then this person is kind of like, what? I thought I was helping you last week with blah, blah, blah. Or, you always want help. You're always asking for help. Or, whatever. And it really, I think it sent you in a tizzy. And I think it sent this person in a tizzy. So today, ask someone for help and receive it with an open heart. Asking for help. That is so hard, isn't it? Sometimes it is. Something I know I struggle with, asking for help. It's kind of like, I'll just do it myself. Do we have it? We did. We had the 9 of Pentacles here. Independent and freedom. I'll just do it myself. Forget it. I'll do it myself. When in reality, what we're almost kind of doing is testing the person, right, that we're saying this to prove their love to us. Because if you say, oh, I'll just do it myself, what you really want them to do is say, no, let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. Because you're wanting them to prove that they love you, right? Instead of saying, okay, I really could use your help. Could you help me here? I can't do this by myself. I'm willing. Can you do it with me? Right? Yeah, really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. Some food for thought. Be really compassionate with yourself, especially, if this reading has kind of triggered something that you may have said to somebody or you may have overreacted. To be compassionate, we all do that. We all do that. And, one way to work through that is to look at, why were you so emotional about that? Why were you so triggered by what they said? And that's where you can begin with the healing. The situation didn't just happen for no reason. The situation happened because there's a lesson. There's something here for you to learn or some wisdom here. And for the person that, is also in this situation, for both of you. That's why I feel like, this is part of your star family. I think, you signed a soul contract with this person. You are working on these lessons together. And so I feel like it's about being compassionate to yourself, being compassionate for this other person also, and then really taking a look at how can we move forward? What do we have to heal? And how can we move forward? That right there, if you can get to that point, is a huge evolution in your soul growth. So I'm going to leave it there. Scorpio, I really do. I wish you so much love and light in this situation. I'm sending you hugs and love, and you're definitely in my thoughts. And if you have resonated with this, and you're willing to share your story, sometimes that can help other people too. I'd love to hear it in the comments. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.